Hello everyone, welcome to Team Cramer Fishing. Our channel is primarily about family fishing, but this series is about taking family road trips. We have a big family fishing road trip coming up, and I thought I'd make a series that kind of helps other families with some tips and tricks in terms of getting their families across the country in the most fun way possible. This episode is going to be specifically about tips and tricks dealing with hotels while you're traveling with a family across the country. Tip number 6, pay close attention to parking fees, resort fees, and taxes. They can add a lot of cost to your hotel stay, and you might not, I think a lot of people don't pay too much attention when they initially go to book their room. So, parking at some of these places is like 15 or 20 bucks. I mean, and then the thing is with the taxes and resort fees, they can vary a lot from like a suburb or even just a different city, within a metropolitan area. A lot of those local hotel motel taxes are completely controlled by cities, and they can vary, from across the street. If you go from in Des Moines, if you go from Clive to Urbandale or something like that, you might be paying a lower tax rate. So just keep an eye on it. The resort fees, especially in some areas, like Vegas, Florida, the popular tourist destinations, a lot of times will have resort fees. I haven't checked Hawaii. I'm almost positive that a lot of the places there have resort fees because that's how they make the majority of their money. The state makes or city makes the majority of the money, not necessarily the property. But look at those and take those into account. You start taking into account parking fees, resort fees, taxes, and whether breakfast is included, whether things like Wi-Fi are included, and that can be like half the cost of your stay sometimes. Okay, tip number 7, take advantage of your mobility, but be realistic. The great thing when you're traveling along the road on a family road trip is that you don't have to stay. You're not going to like a certain destination that you have to stay at. Nobody's kind of forcing you to stay in any particular area or any particular hotel. So give yourself a range of, a couple hundred miles, but if one place is too expensive or if it's just not a good deal, go ahead and move on to the next place or call them. You hop on your phone, take your list that you made ahead of time, give the hotels a call and find out what's going on down the road. Maybe you can get a little bit closer to your destination, the next day, so you can drive a little bit less the next day. We make most of our reservations in advance now, so we aim to get in basically an hour or two before the pools close on most nights if we can. And then we try to leave, kind of at a medium time in the morning, like 8 o'clock. But, if you get in late, you can do the opposite of that. You can sleep in, grab your breakfast, let the kids play around in the pool for a while in the morning before you check out at 11 or 12. And then you'll be closer to your destination because you did the driving the night before. So you can do it either way. But take advantage of that mobility. Also, if you want to go to a city center, like, I don't know, New York City or something, you can stay in the suburbs, and take the train in or just drive in and park, go do what you want to do, and then hop in your car and leave. And then you can take advantage of your mobility that way without having to stay right in the city center. And that applies to most city centers too.
No.
Okay, tip number 8, always negotiate your price. Especially the best time to come into a hotel to negotiate your price is after 11 o'clock. By then the night auditor is in, and they're typically more used to negotiating prices than the people that work during the day. If they have any rooms left, they're going to be willing to usually negotiate a little bit, almost always 10%, maybe more than that. The trick is to shoot them the price that you want to pay. So if the list price is $120, say, sorry, my budget is only $80. Is there any way you can do that? You can work with that. And usually, well, they'll give you an answer. Either they'll come down a little bit or they'll meet your price. But you can almost always get 10% off, sometimes 20. It's worth giving it a shot. Tip number 9 is to always voice your complaints if there's any. I mean, don't make stuff up, but if there's something wrong with your room or anything that's bugging you, if it's not clean, if people are being loud, anything like that, a lot of the people working at the hotel know. If it happens once or twice, if it happens more than once, definitely ask for a rate reduction. You might not get your whole rate reduced, but they'll probably give you something. A lot of hotels now guarantee that you're going to be happy or not. So if you're really upset, there's no reason you should pay for your room. That's also another reason to resist the urge to pay anything in advance. Hotels are a lot less likely to give you your money back when they already have it. When they're just holding your credit card, you have a lot more negotiating power when it comes to any unhappiness that you might have with your stay. Tip number 10. So I've been talking a lot of ways about saving money, budget travel, family road trip, traveling on the cheap, or at least ways to save money. But I think another good tip is to, be willing to splurge for a night or two if you're taking a week or two vacation. I like to do it if I can from the middle to the end part of the trip. It's just a little bit of an incentive to kind of save a little bit of money along the way, kind of reward yourself for, taking these extra steps to save the extra cash that you've been kind of trying to save. A lot of times we'll stay at, a nicer hotel than we normally would, or at, a nicer location, or maybe a more iconic or city-centered type location. Something like, I don't know, Manhattan, South Beach, these types of places where you pay for the location. I think it's great to do that for a night, maybe even 2 nights if you're on a longer trip, and it kind of works as a relaxation day, where you can just kind of kick back and you're not driving. And so be willing to do that and kind of reward yourself and get that experience without spending. You don't want to don't spend a week at the Waldorf Astoria, but spending a night there is probably pretty fun. I mean, I think you get more value that first night or two than you would if you stayed there a week or two. So consider splurging for a night or two as a way to kind of reward yourself for all the money you saved going through the process of using the rest of these tips. So there you have it. There's my top 10 hotel tips, family road trip hotel tips. I think you'll find most of them, I mean, it's a lot to soak in. I think you'll find that once you do it a little bit, it sort of becomes second nature and it's kind of fun. And you'll save yourself hundreds of dollars per trip. I mean, thousands and thousands of dollars over the course of a lifetime. Just using these simple things. I mean, a 10% discount on a $150 hotel room, is 15 or 20 bucks that you can save just by negotiating when you're walking in, and you add up, over a week or two, and you're saving several $100s. So give them a try. If anybody has any extra tips, drop them in the comments. I'm always trying to learn new ways to save money, as long as it's not too inconvenient. And happy travels. Okay, everyone, I thought I'd shoot you a little bonus footage here. We're at the Embassy Suites in Lincoln, Nebraska, visiting some relatives for Christmas. A little shot of the Lincoln Star Journal down there, parking garage across the street. And I just wanted to add a couple bonus tips to the video that I thought of after I was done shooting. One extra tip that I wanted to add to the 10 that I already gave you was one of the techniques that we like to use when we're traveling and staying at hotels is one of us will, once we arrive at the hotel, will stay at the hotel with the kids and the other person, usually it's me, but probably who is ever driving, I would recommend do this. We'll go and find a place that has carry out, and I'll go in to the restaurant, sit down at the bar. I usually just go straight in, sat down at the bar, order whatever I want for carry out, and then sit there and have a couple beers and just kind of chill out for a while until the food's ready, and then bring it back home. One of the benefits of this technique is that you don't have to take your kids to the restaurant. It costs less money. Usually I tip the bartender like, $5 or something for whatever I order, because all they do is just like order the food and then you carry it out. It gives me a chance to just kind of relax, have a beer or two while the food's being ready, get a little break from the kids, and then I bring everything back to the hotel, and then we can all eat back at the hotel, and just kind of chill out and relax, and a little less stressful. You don't have to drive around with the whole family looking for a place. A lot of times I'll just, if I don't have a place already looked up online, I'll talk to the front desk person and I'll just say, hey, what's a good local place that has carry out? Sometimes I'll know what I'm in the mood for. What's a good Mexican place? What's a good whatever? So barbecue or something like that. So, and they're very good about usually giving you something that's relatively close by, that has good food and things like that. So, little bonus tip. I really love this, and we do it quite a bit if we're doing long trips. All right, there you have it. Enjoy your next trip, and I'll probably have some more tips coming up.